Burness Arena, can you please give a warm welcome to Mr. Leon McQuade.
Can everyone hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Firstly, great to be here today and seeing you all. And I'm going to share a couple of stories today because I believe stories are the most powerful way to change the world. And I'm going to share a bit of background in terms of how technology can really save and change lives. So what we're going to cover today is the road to a technology evangelism, because everyone asks me what a technology evangelist is. We're also going to share about tech for good, and I'm also going to share 3 digital supervillains that are wreaking havoc on our success, and we'll see where we go. So, first things first, so I'm co-founder of ThinkCloud, trustee of Andy's Man Club, and I also run a podcast called The Hack with my good guest there, aren't you, Paul? Help me on that, and Joe. And I just want to take on a bit of a journey because I'm not very good with tech. And that's, I think, one of my superpowers, because great tech, you don't need to be good with it. You know, tech gets out of the way. I want to share some successes that I've had with technology. So with Andy's Man Club, we've had the Queen's Award, we've had a High Sheriff's Award, and also with ThinkCloud, we've won multiple awards as well. So, fast track to tech. So, I started out in construction. So I was originally a carpenter, and I helped grow a business very successfully from 3 million to 15 million in the construction sector. And what's really interesting when we look at the date and the time of that is that was done in, from 2007 to 2018, and that was right when the 4th Industrial Revolution was going on, when digitisation was going around. And what's really key around that is when technology comes together and we use APIs, it's like the cogs and pulleys. We can do different things. So tech for good. What I want to share is Andy's Man Club. So Andy's Man Club, who's heard of Andy's Man Club in the room? Can we have raise a hands for me? Thank you. Okay, so Andy's Man Club was founded in 2016. I'm a trustee and a director of Andy's Man Club, and that charity wouldn't be able to survive if it wasn't for technology. Just 5 years ago, we had a vision to have 5 clubs in 5 years. We've now got 72 clubs, I think, Paul, in 5 years. And through the pandemic, we entered the pandemic with 15 clubs, and we've exited it with 72. We wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for technology. So just a little look at that.
Andy's Man Club.
Andy's Man Club. Andy's Man Club.
Andy's Man Club.
Everyone that goes to their own group says it's a brotherhood that they've got. It's like having a second family.
A lot of men that have struggled generally, especially in the UK, I think not enough men talk about the problems.
The first step towards helping myself was joining Andy's Man Club.
The only time that I first spoke about my problems was when I first went to Andy's Man Club.
I first sought help through Andy's Man Club.
It's saved my life, really.
I'm also the Humber Coast and Vale public health lead for the men's task and finish group with the wonderful Joe Kent, who's in the room somewhere. And I just want to share, there's also a fantastic company called Coof over at the back. And I urge anybody who's in the room to go visit Coof today. They've got a booth right at the back, just behind ThinkCloud. And they've got some amazing technology, for kids' mental health. It's absolutely fantastic, from 11-year-old to 25. I urge people to go have a look at that technology, what it is doing, it is saving lives. But also, I want to show you the app.
Whatever's going on in your world, we're all different, and finding the right support is personal to you. At Quill, you can get that support on your own terms. Whether that's chatting online to a qualified professional, talking to someone who's had similar experiences, or diving into our self-guided resources, where you can read articles and use our interactive tools. Whatever is on your mind, and whatever path you want to take, we're here for you. Talk to someone today, or tomorrow, or whenever you need us, for free. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up, and we won't ask for your name or email. Ready to start? We're waiting.
So again,
Quell.
that's cool. So I urge anyone
Alongside
who's
you.
in the Quell, anyone in the room to go back and see them. Also, just some findings from that. So Cove's data revealed that 63% of under 18s self-presented to having severe needs. 17% of adults also accessing professional interventions say that they was thinking of hurting themselves, and a further 41% of users say that was feeling nervous every single day. And a real big event that's happening, so through the pandemic, Quell, which is by Cove, was launched for the Humber Coast and Vale, and Quell was an online application for any man who can go on and seek support, access with counselling within under 18 minutes. We've also just launched that for women. That's now getting launched this month. And again, it's an absolute fantastic service that this region's done. Also, it marks the first time a digital mental health service has been commissioned specifically in the response for suicide. So it's an absolute groundbreaking piece of technology. So yeah, just back of the room, come and see us and we can have a look at that. So that takes us, talk about the fourth industrial revolution. We're now entering the fifth industrial revolution. And if we look at this for time, 2021, this is about connective, innovative and purpose. I've just shown you some technology that we've just sprung up through a pandemic that's hopefully going to connect us, save lives. But I also want to show you what's coming next with digital assistants.
So how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
So as we've just seen there, we're going to have digital assistants that are going to be saving us time. Who in the room wants to save more time? Yeah, we all want to save more time. And it's something we've really got to be looking at because technology is there to save us time, save lives, make us do more, let us spend more time with our friends, our families and our loved ones. But I also want to start talking about, I believe there's 3 digital supervillains that are wrecking our success. And I want everyone to sort of remember these. And the first one is digital overload. So I was just doing a bit of research. I look back and let's just take a flashback to 2010. So Eric Schmidt, the Google CEO, he said, every 2 days we create as much information as we did back up to 2003. And that, when he was saying that, it was from the dawn of humanity, all the information created back in 2010, we created that every 2 days. So I got me thinking, I thought, how much information are we creating today? Where are we going? What's that look like? So I looked at that and it says, so if we took that same test and the exact same thing, in 2025, it will only take us 11 minutes to create as much information as it once took us 2 days. So what I want us to start thinking about is, the volume of data that we're consuming and where we're going. And if you look at that, I think it's, we capture, it's 181 zettabytes. I've got that right, Scott? Zettabytes, thank you. And just, who understands what 181 zettabytes are? Who can put their hand up and tell me what it is? Didn't think you could. So I thought I'd work it out and give us some visual. So if we stacked up Blu-ray movies all the way to the moon, it'd be 24.3 times if we're being specific. That's a lot of data, and we're creating that every 11 minutes, right? I thought I'd take a quick snapshot at what the internet looks like. So if we look at the internet at the moment, in terms of how many hours we're consuming, that's just in 1 minute, right? So I think we've got a huge problem in that, learning to focus. Our attention's being snapped from us all the time, constantly more and pulled. So how can we do deep, meaningful work? How can we create amazing things if our attention's being pulled? And I think we've got a huge gap where we've got that anxiety. So just a quick question in the room. Who's got notifications on the phone for text messages? Who? For emails, for WhatsApps? And my question to you all is why? You can just go in and check the apps and just see if someone's messaged you. They were only there to design, to grab your attention so we spend more time on the devices. So I urge everybody just to look at the digital devices of how much time they're actually spending. We live in an age where we've got self-driving cars and we travel to Mars on reusable rockets, yet our vehicle for learning is no different to horse and cart. You know, the way we learn at the moment, we just can't keep up. So it's a massive problem for business, massive problem for education. And we all grew up in the 20th century education system where, that worked if we was going to go from a farm into a factory, but it doesn't work for the new way that we're going to be working. And for me, I think the one super skill that we all need to think about having is our ability to outlearn, outthink, outperform. And I think that's going to be our most significant advantage. The second digital supervillain is digital distraction, like I've just mentioned. Everyone you're listening to, all the great entrepreneurs, all the great business people, all the great leaders, they all have a unique skill to say no, focus. I saw you nod your head when I said turn your notifications off. You understand the power of that? And how do we how do we counter digital distraction? So for me, I think it's really simple. If you want to jumpstart your brain in the morning, we need to get off these devices because it's dopamine. We're getting ingrained to pick up these devices over and over again. And I just did a quick review, and if we go on to Instagram, on average, the average person picks up Instagram 150 times per day, right? Which is just insane. And can anyone answer why we do that? Why would we pick up Instagram 150 times a day? No idea. It's because it's designed to do it. It's designed to suck you in, right? So my challenge to you guys is, what are you doing to not get sucked in? And the last digital supervillain is digital destruction. And I think it's a silent killer in cybersecurity. There's over £6 trillion in ransomware payments that have gone out at the moment, and it's just not happening. We're not hearing anything about it. And I've got a last 1 minute bit just to sort of show you the anatomy of an attack.
We're locked out of everything. I can't even check my phone. What about the backup?
That will take days.
We need this fixed now. Just pay it. We don't have a choice. We're reporting earnings in 2 hours.
But how do we know
Just
that they'll...
pay it. Put every single person on getting us back up and running. That's the only priority now. Okay, it's done. I have the decrypt key. Mark, we have a big problem. The ransomware was just to distract us. They got inside. They got everything. Customer data, financials, everything.
Qualicart is reeling today from the news that hackers have released the personal information of nearly
The Nasdaq closed lower today, led by Qualicart, which was down 14% on news that their recent data breach may be far worse. The company originally
stock fell to a new all-time low on news that CEO Mark Hanning is stepping down after what is turning out to be one of the worst breaches of personal information in recent history.
The ransomware was just to distract us. They got inside. They got everything. Customer data, financials, everything.
So my question is, when was the last time you had a cyber risk assessment if you're a business owner? When was the last time you actually took stock personally of your email accounts, your password managers, who you've shared these out with? Because people aren't doing this. It's a real serious. We don't hear enough about it. We've got the cyber crime unit over there, where we can go over and see and get educated. You can come over and see us. We see it all the time happening more and more and more. And it's something that we need to take accountable for, because technology is a tool. So lastly, I'll leave you with this. If anyone wants to connect with me on LinkedIn. We've also got a newsletter and a podcast. And thank you for listening. Thank you.